Imagine marrying a man, bringing him to the US, helping him get his citizenship, on top of starting a business for him, only for him to leave you when you were diagnosed with late stage cancer, talking about there was no point in the relationship because you was going to expire anyway. And before you even transitioned to the afterlife, before you even had a chance to transition, that man was shacked up with your supposed best friend. Y'all already know what time it is. Story time. Let's go ahead and get into it. She's in her early 60s now, divorced in her early 50s, and had been looking for a partner to enjoy her retirement with when she met this guy, let's call him Ao for the sake of this story, while she was traveling in West Africa. She fell for him immediately. She said that he treated her in ways that she had never been treated before, and while she had some concerns about their age difference, and he was 29 for anybody who was wondering, she felt like she could really overlook that. Now, it's important to note that she had done incredibly well for herself, and so money wasn't an issue. But anyway, when her and Ao met, they had a great relationship. Everything progressed really naturally, according to what she said, and eventually, she was going back and forth and everything like that. She had cut back on some of her travels, to other places so that she can go back there more often to spend more time with him. Keep in mind, while all this is going on, like she said, money wasn't an issue. And so she was not only sending him money, helping out his family, but she was also funding all of the trips. After 2 years, they end up getting married. A year after that, she files for him to come. And after paperwork, money, he finally makes his way to the US. He's living in her house. They're doing well together. She helps him start a business. She's integrating him into her life, introducing him to her family, friends, all that jazz. That's also around the time that Ao met this supposed best friend, who was a woman that she had known for a little over 20 years. They had previously worked together, kind of stayed in touch, and had gotten really, really close over the years, but there was like a 10-year age gap between them. She's also a Wite. Keep all of this in mind, as it will be important as the story continues to develop. I don't think I mentioned it, but for context, our auntie is Black American. But let me keep going. She's the type of friend that takes care of her inner circle. So on the surface, you would think that the best friend was doing well, but in reality, she was supporting her, gave her a job as her assistant, but was significantly overpaying her. And anytime her adult children will bring up not trusting the friend or not trusting her new husband or anything about this marriage, she would just brush it off and basically tell them, like, it's her life and that she's grown, she can make her own decisions, and that she deserves to be happy. And she felt like she had covered all her bases, especially because her and Ao had a prenup. So even if they divorced, he wouldn't get any, not even the business that she started for him. Another important piece to keep in mind, but let me keep going. Everything seemed to be going well, at least in her eyes. In her eyes, everything was going well. No drapo rouge, they was living a happy life. It was until she got her diagnosis. Initially, Ao was very supportive until she got some troubling results. He started distancing himself a bit and talked a lot about after she was gone. When she shared her concerns with her oldest daughter, they ended up going for a third opinion from a specialist outside of their network. It was through that third opinion and subsequent other tests and stuff like that that they realized that her cancer could in fact be treated, though the road to recovery would be long. And they decided that it would be wise, just based on how some people were moving, to keep that information within the family but away from the best friend and Ao for now, just to kind of see how things play out. The sicker she got, the more Ao distanced himself until she had to confront him about his behavior. That's when he broke down and said that he was depressed and could no longer see himself in the marriage. And before she could even process that, he also let her know that him and the best friend had been together for some months, and because she was younger, they could really build a family, blase, but that, they didn't want to hurt her feelings, given that she was fighting for her life. As if, her gut or something within her knew that this moment would come, she just remained quiet. She didn't react immediately, and when she eventually spoke, she let him know that she respected his decision and asked him that he sleep in the guest room that night and be ready to be out first thing in the morning. She also let him know that her attorney would be reaching out so that they could work through the divorce and everything like that. She said, with a confused look on his face, he asked her, "Is that all?" She said, "Yeah," and walked away. When she got upstairs, she called the supposed best friend and told her to vacate the apartment that she was staying in first thing, as well as that apartment belonged to her. She also fired her from this assistant job. The best friend was trying to apologize and justify, but she just hung up and blocked her, because what else is there to say? Like, you was doing this behind my back. You never intended on telling me. And then it's like, y'all gonna bombard me when I'm already fighting for my life? Like, yeah. But I digress. Let me finish up. Simultaneously, she also began the process of removing Ao's access from any of her accounts. After moving out, Ao kept trying to reach back out, even though him and the ex-best friend were living together. Their relationship was hanging on by a thread at that time. The only communication he got from her, though, was from her lawyer concerning the divorce. Fast forward, their divorce was finalized, and after another year of treatment, she was cancer-free, thank God. Ao did try to demand certain things in the divorce, but because of the prenup, there was nothing that he could do. After he let her go, he then had to deal with the fact that the best friend was struggling financially and was not actually doing as well as he thought. In his mind, he was like, oh, they friends, like, she got it, they both got it, da da da. Like, In his mind, he just knew that woman was successful, or at least she came for money. That was his assumption. All in all, though, both of their lives have taken a turn for the worse. They've broken up, and last she heard, Ayo was living with roommates in Atlanta, and the best friend was back to working front desk in their city. Meanwhile, she's done therapy and is at a place where she's okay with living her life just with her family. She's not looking for no man. She's not interested in no man, because she just understands that in approaching things the way she approached it, she really set herself up for failure. She said in hindsight, she realizes that bringing that man into her life was the worst thing that she could have possibly done.